Hi, everybody. I hope you are doing well today. So we're just gonna wait a few minutes to make sure everybody is connected, but we already have 61, 62 people.
52, yeah. 63.
Okay. So yes, we're just gonna wait a few minutes. Don't hesitate to introduce yourself in the chat. So where you live, your job position, etc. And then we're gonna start in a few minutes.
Yep.
Yes, you have the chat. You just need to click on chat, and I see Blanca is typing, Felipe as well. So, hi Felipe, very nice to meet you. Hi Edward, hi Bianca. Hi Aisha. So, hi Marie, hi Ingrid. And yes, where are you from, guys? As you can hear it, I'm from France. I've been trying to improve my English accent for years and years, but it's a fail. So,
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's very good.
Thank you.
Better than most people's English here. So yeah, I wouldn't worry. It's really good. We've got people from all over, it seems.
Yeah, from Romania, from the USA, from London. So nice. So yes, we're just gonna wait 1 minute because there are already 71 people connected. Because first we're gonna start with some introductions of the topic. We're gonna introduce ourselves as well. So yes, guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to go to the question section next to chat. This way, we will have a Q&A part at the end of the presentation, and it will be much easier to gather all the questions. Hi Lily from San Francisco. So it must be very, very early for you. So thank you for being here today. So yes, because Gorgias, we were funded by two French co-founders, but we are headquartered in San Francisco. And yes, I know it's very early in San Francisco, so thanks for being
here. Dedication. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, so first, I will share my screen, window, oof, share, present. Okay. So today we're going to spend 45-50 minutes together to talk about customer service. So at first sight, customer service is everything related to shipping status, refund, and cancellation, but it's not true. Customer service is a much bigger topic because today it's how you're going to build a relationship with your community. So today we're going to talk about how to find the right balance between automation and personalization for customer support. So hi everybody again. So first to introduce myself, so my name is Louis. I'm with the partner team at Gorgias. So I'm in charge of our European partners, including Ayko. And yes, I started at Gorgias 1 year and 3 months ago. And yes, when I started at Gorgias, we were 30 people worldwide and maybe only 4 people in Paris in a very small office. And as an example, next week in Paris, we're going to move to an office for 100 people. So we had a big growth. So yes, but before introducing Gorgias, yes, Will, I will let you introduce yourself.
Yes, thanks. Sorry, Louis, I'm getting a bit of echo from you.
Okay, so I will connect my headphones.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no worries. Sorry. No. It was fine before the call.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just how it goes. But I think it's sorted now. Yeah, it sounds good now. So yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, my name's Will. I've worked at Ayko for coming up to 5 years now, through all the iterations of the company, from kind of 2J and Vortex to Ayko, which is where we are now. yeah, I kind of just deal with all sorts of client and merchant issues, and just work with clients to help them sort their issues and just offer services to make things a bit smoother for them. So it's a very stretched role. But yeah, I've been here 5 years and it's really great. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, so very nice to be with you today, Will. And yes, to introduce Gorgias. So for the one who are not familiar with Gorgias, we are a help desk and live chat solution for e-commerce. So we gather all your communication channel in one single platform: email, chat, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, including Instagram DM, for example. So the goal today of Gorgias is to make sure you improve your customer service strategy. And today we have 6,000 customers and 3 deep integrations with Shopify, Magento 2, and BigCommerce. So we are working, yes, with more than 6,000 customers, and we can work with big brands such as Good American, Decathlon, Kukai, Steve Madden, but we also have a lot of customers who are entrepreneurs or small websites, because yes, it takes a few minutes to be up and running with Gorgias. When I started with Gorgias, so as I said, we were 4 in Paris. So I was partner manager for Europe, but I also had to be customer success manager and account executive for the French market, to speak French with our customers. And yes, I'm not a tech guy, I'm not an engineer, and it's very, very easy to be up and running with Gorgias. So yes, today, Gorgias is the help desk made for Shopify, Magento, and BigCommerce. And yes, I will introduce Ayko.
Yeah. So Ayko, we're a kind of full service e-commerce agency. We've been about for many, many years now. We're a Magento Adobe enterprise partner. We're also a Shopify Plus partner, and they're kind of our bread and butter platforms. Our kind of main aims and goals are always to provide a really seamless digital experience for our clients and for our partners. And we're always looking for ways to provide new ideas, new trends, new systems to our clients, such as Gorgias, for example, like today, and from other stuff as well. We always like to introduce concepts to our clients, Google, like the core web vitals and stuff like that. So yeah, we always try to be very proactive in our approach. But we work on these platforms primarily. And when it's kind of end-to-end development from project to aftercare to kind of ongoing support and stuff like that. So yeah, we do it all really. It's what you call kind of full service agency. So yeah, that's us.
And yes, Gary, very good question. So it was my next slide. So yes, so first, Uber Eats voucher. So unfortunately, I had a problem with Uber Eats this morning, but this afternoon at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., I will send a message to everybody with a Uber Eats voucher. But since it's my fault, so because yesterday it was working and today it was not working, I have another surprise for everybody. At the end of the presentation, I will offer 2 pairs of AirPods. So I will ask 1 question to everybody. So stay connected, because it's not going to be a very complicated question. I won't ask you the French translation of a complicated word. And yes, and for the Uber Eats voucher, I will send it to you this afternoon. So very sorry, but yes, you're going to be able to use it tonight or tomorrow for your lunch, and I will make sure it's valid for 1 week. So sorry for that. So yes, so now let's talk about customer service. So as you might know it, today customer service is a very important topic for everybody, because a lot of people were just locked in their places last year. So every time you have a question about the product, delivery time, your shipment status, etc., you will reach out to the customer service team. So today, your customers are everywhere. Email. So email is if we take the example of our 6,000 customers, email is the first communication channel to talk with your customers, but your customers are also on social media, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, etc. On your live chat, we're going to talk about live chat today because it's a very, very, very interesting topic to drive sales for your business. And we're going to talk about SMS as well. So today, to sum up, what is important, and I think everybody agrees, is to provide an excellent customer service to your clients. But today, 80% of customers want a personalized experience. As an example, I spent, I don't know, 200 euros on your website or 200 pounds. I contacted you to have an update on my shipping status. I'm going to wait maybe 1 day to have an answer. If my answer is, thank you so much for your question, can you provide your name, your first name, your last name, and more information? This way, we're going to be able to provide you more information. For me, it's a bad experience. I spent 200 euros on my website. I sent you an email. I use my email to buy on your website, and you don't know me. So it's disappointing as a customer. So today, what is important is to provide this personalized experience. But on the other hand, so people want a personalized experience, but they want an immediate answer. We are 3 days before Christmas. I ordered a few days ago. Christmas is in 3 days. I would like an update on my shipping status. If I have to wait 1, 2, 3 days, it's going to be a bad experience. So yes, automation is also a very, very important topic for customer service. That's why today we're going to answer the following question. So how can e-commerce businesses deliver exceptional customer experiences as more shoppers shift online with increased traffic and inquiries? And right now, I will give you the answer. So today, the key is to find the right balance between automation and personalization. If we take the example of Black Friday, you will have an increase of customer requests. So what is important is to be able to automate a lot of questions. This way, you have much more time to spend on product-related questions or revenue-generating questions. So yes, guys. So first, as I said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask your question in the question section. And yes, so and don't hesitate to ask me anything. So first, today, so as I said, when I started at Gorgias, I was also customer success manager for some French customers. So so everybody was like, okay, I want to automate this, I want to personalize this. But today, the first step to be able to build a good customer service strategy is segmentation. It's the first step, the key of everything. Because today, if we take the example of our 6,000 customers, more than 50% of customer requests are about the same topic. So for you, it's a big opportunity to be able to decrease resolution time on all these repetitive questions. This way, you can spend much more time on the other questions. So yes, Will. So
yeah.
So what do you think about? Do you think also as well that segmentation is the first step for customer service?
Yeah, I think it's massively important. As you can kind of see from the slide, it says 33% of questions were all relating to the order status, and that's from over 10,000 merchants that have been profiled there. So for any kind of merchants and clients on the call, I would kind of advise maybe looking into your customer services team and seeing what those common questions are. But I think a lot of the times it can be due to their order status. And why we're kind of seeing that come up a lot is because a lot of people do check out as a guest. rather than registered a user. Especially if they're using, like, I'm quite bad for it as well, and especially if they're using your website for the first time, they are more likely to kind of check out as guests rather than submit all the details, because it is kind of perceived as being a bit faster. And like in Magento, for example, where a lot of our clients are based, guest checkout is allowed by default, and guest checkout can be used even if you have a registered customer. So a lot of people do go down the guest checkout route. What that does mean, though, is that they don't have their account page. You can't see like your order grid without logging in. They don't have the login details. So there can be this gray area between order confirmation and then maybe there's a delay between sending the tracking information to the client and to the customer. And there's this gray area where it leaves you sort of not vulnerable, but susceptible to having questions come to your customer services team. And you kind of want to reduce that gray area as much as you can. Having like information such as like order status readily available, it really provides like an on-demand approach, which is what like people have started to expect, especially because of like the dominance of like Amazon and stuff like that. People have things at the touch of their fingers, and people want that experience when they're going to your site, even when they're shopping for the first time. So yeah, it's really important that you have your segmentations, you're checking with your customer services team and finding out what are we getting asked and what can we do to save a load of time.
Yes, and also you mentioned Amazon, and it's a very good point, because I think today, as a customer, for sure, you know that Amazon is much bigger in comparison with other websites. But as a customer, if you want an update on my shipping, on your shipping status, you won't make the difference between Amazon and another website. You want the website to be reactive and proactive every time they're going to come back to you.
Yep.
And yes, and as an example with Gorgias, so that's why we created what we call a chatbot self-server. So the goal is to automate up to 30% of customer requests, such as shipping status, refund, and cancellation. So as an example, every time you will have a question such as, yes, where is my order? You don't need to send an email. You don't need to send a chat. You just need to go to the website. You will add your email address, your tracking number, and this way you will have access to all the information on your orders. Because yes, most of the time when you have a question about the shipping status, you just want your answer right now.
Exactly that. And what this is really good for is providing a lot of coverage for your customer service teams. For example, if you're having a busy day and maybe a few of your customer service agents have gone for lunch, for example, at the same time, obviously they've not all left to go on lunch, but if a few people have gone on lunch and you seem to have an influx of requests, you really don't want customers in the backlog of a live chat just waiting for answers that can already be made available. So yeah, and that's kind of the difference with a lot of the competitors. Stuff like Zendesk, for example. When you go into Zendesk, a live chat, it just pops up and you're put straight into a queue. You're not really asked what you're even looking for, because with the self-service chat, you can provide the order information. You can provide FAQs, which is just what the other providers aren't really providing. So it's almost like having kind of like a virtual assistant to deal with some of these issues before they need human interaction. So it could also help with like profit margins, even on that sort of level, because let's say you have a customer that's ordered, I don't know, £25 worth of goods, and they go through the checkout all fine, and your profit margin is, I don't know, for example, let's say your profit on that order is £5, for example. But if that customer has a load of questions about that order, or they're looking for loads of information on the order, or they want to change something on their order, and it results in a 15-minute phone call, a 30-minute phone call, actually that does have an impact on the profitability of that sale. That's no longer as successful. And information such as the order status is something that can be automated with the self-service chat. And it just allows kind of the humans the customer service agents to kind of work on real inquiries. Not that they're not real, but ones that need a human interaction to find some specific information. So by automating kind of these majority of requests, it allows to free people up to work on other things, and it it keeps your profit margins smooth as well, because you don't have to spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes of a customer service agent on the phone talking to a customer about an order, about information that's already available. So yeah, it's really quite a powerful tool. And as I mentioned, just kind of the other offerings that are available in this sphere at the moment just don't offer this. In Magento, for example, in Shopify, you can check your order status if you're a guest user, but it's very tricky, and not many people actually know about it, especially on Magento, how that service works, because there is a function that offers this, but you have to enter a lot of information to get it, which is what Louis is like talking about, is that in Magento, for example, to get such information, you have to enter your last name, you have to enter your postcode, you have to enter your email. So, and you have to enter your order ID. So there's a lot of information. If you're someone that's accidentally deleted your email, or maybe you've placed the order on behalf and the email has gone to somebody else, you might not have all that information to hand, and you might only have the order ID. So having this live chat makes things as smooth as possible. And it's just what the other kind of current integrations just don't offer. Yeah. So I guess for you, Louis, I guess what a lot of merchants might be asking is how they can control the live chat in terms of non-working days and non-working business hours. How does that sort of work?
So to be honest, it's very easy. So as I said, you can be up and running with Gorgias in a few minutes. So it's a plug and play integration with Shopify, and for Magento, you just need to copy paste a piece of code. And for sure, you can change working hours for your chat. And we're going to talk about the chat like in a few minutes. But yes, yep. to sum up the topic of the chat and what is the key is segmentation. Because it's very nice to have a chat, but as you said, Will, if you receive tons of answers and nobody is here, it's a very bad experience. I'm on your website. I'm ready to add my credit card on your website. I just have a question on the product, on the delivery time, on the colors. If you are not here to answer my questions, maybe I will come back to Google and find a competitor. So yes, to sum up, yes, segmentation is the first step, the key of everything. And then we can talk about personalization and personalization at scale. Because it's okay to provide all the information to your customers, but if you want to go to the next step with your customers, what is important is to be able to provide more information and to be proactive. So as an example, at Gorgias, we allow our customers to create macros. A macro, as you can see here, is a pre-made email template you can use for chat, social media, etc. And in this email template, you will add all the Shopify, Magento, or BigCommerce variables. You can add Yotpo variables. You can add recharge variables, etc. This way, you have an email ready to send in one click. And as an example, here we have a very good example of, again, shipping status. So between 30 and 50% of customer requests are about shipping status. So it's very important to be able to provide all the information to your customers. So shipping dates, tracking number, tracking link, etc. But for you, it's an opportunity to go to the next step with your customers. So as you can see here, we added smile.io variables. This way, first, you answer the question with all the information related to the shipping status. And then you will say, okay, I would like to let you know that you have maybe 230 points on your loyalty account. And maybe in 20 points, you will be a VIP account, a VIP customer. So as a customer, it's a very, very, very good experience.
Yeah.
And yes, and to do personalization at scale, what is important is to understand what your customers are asking. So as again, it's segmentation, but today what is important is to be able to automate the tagging of up to 70% of your customer requests. And another example, your VIP customers. Let's imagine, so today it's very important to make the difference between your good customers and the other customers. This way, maybe you can have a different strategy with these VIP customers. So here you have an example of a rule. So when my ticket is created, if this customer spends for more than 1,000 euros on Shopify or Magento, or if he spends more than 5 times on Shopify or Magento, and if you have an integration with a Smile and they are gold in Smile, I want you to tag this customer as a VIP customer. This way you will have a VIP section in Gorgias with all your VIP requests. So yes, so today, knowing your customers are very important, and we had a conversation about that, Will. So,
yeah. Exactly. I think just to reiterate, like, this is all part of the segmentation that's just so important. We all know that all customers are obviously very important, but for the merchants on the call that are working with B2B, or they're working with kind of large retail customers, it really is good to keep track of their activity. You can prioritize their requests and just give them a bit of love, because essentially it might be these people that pay the bills, and you might want to just, give them a little bit of extra attention. So yeah, it is always really good keeping track of those people and just providing them that top level service when you can. Yeah, I guess from me, Louis, I think what people might ask is about like what other tags and rules people can set up, and also like from my experience, we have a lot of clients that have maybe they have a German site and they have a UK site. The German site is in German, the UK site is in English, but their customer support requests might come through the same area. So just wondering how kind of Gorgias can help handle these sort of things.
Very good question, because yes, today at Gorgias we can take most of the Shopify and Magento information to tag your customer request. And to answer your question, Will, at Gorgias we have a machine learning to see if this message is in English, in German, in Spanish, and this way we can auto-assign the ticket to the good team. So in Gorgias you can create a Spanish-speaking team, a German-speaking team, etc. And this way you can automate how tickets are assigned. And this is very important for the chat, because let's imagine you have a big website and recently you created one website for Germany, one for France, one for Spain. So everybody is not very aware of that. So everybody would be on your chat to ask questions in French, in German, in Spanish. And if you are not able to automate the split between the different teams, it's going to be a waste of time for everybody.
Exactly that, and that is what we do find is that when a customer has or a merchant has a flagship store that might be in English, it might be their main store, and then they have kind of subdivisions in kind of German and French. A lot of the times the customers, maybe they're just doing a Google search or something like that, and they're just looking for the customer services team. A lot of the time they do go through the UK site, and that might not be the right location. And then what ends up happening is that somebody in the UK team has to manually check that email. They can't understand it because it's in French. They don't speak French, and they have to just forward it on. And it just causes a kind of a layer of delay before someone can actually help them. So yeah, I think this is a really powerful feature.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, Kayo, we will be able to segment your customer requests as well. so yes, and let me. And yes, and now for automation, what is very important? So we talk about personalization, segmentation, and if you want to talk about automation, today what's going to be important is to be able to make the difference between pre-purchase questions and post-purchase questions. So all the pre-purchase questions, all the post-purchase questions are about shipping status, refund, and cancellation. And most of the time, you can automate those questions. So automation is a very nice topic. It's a very important topic, but it's not possible to create automation without segmentation. So if automation is for you the first step of your customer service strategy, Unfortunately, it's going to be obvious for your audience and your customers, and it's going to be a bad experience.
Yeah, exactly that. And the time saving kind of from the merchant side is really quite huge, especially when you scale it up. You might just think, okay, one request getting automated, but when you're having 500 requests of the same request, that time saving is pretty huge, and it just allows your customer services to focus on maybe somebody on the live chat that's questioning something before they purchase. So it just allows people to focus on things that are kind of hot and that need to be dealt with now, that do actually need a human. Yeah, so it's really like the rules you can see in like the builder is very easy to use. It's like an expression builder. I guess, Louis, some people might ask, is there any kind of limits on any rules, or is it kind of you can do as you please? How does that work?
So here I have an example on how you can automate your where is my order question on email. Because yes, you can use the chatbot self-server, but most of your customer requests, I mean, most of the time, not for everybody, but if we take the example of our 6,000 customers, email is the first communication channel. So if you are able to automate the where is my order question on email, it's going to be a very, very, very good point for your customer service strategy. And here you have an example. So when my ticket is created, if the intent is about shipping status, so just a few words about intents. So at Gorgias, we have a big machine learning team, and they developed a tool to analyze the topics of the messages we receive. So if it's about shipping status, if it's a positive feedback, if it's about a refund. So this machine learning is accurate 99% of the time. And yes, if the intent is shipping status, if the order was created less than 20 days ago, because if it's more than 20 days ago, there is a high chance you have maybe a problem with the delivery time. So you need to provide a human touch to the answer. And if there is a tracking link in Shopify, so if there is a tracking link, it means you shipped you sent the order. First, I want to close this ticket, add the tag order status and auto reply, and send this macro with all the Shopify or Magento variables. This way, with this rule, you can automate most of the where is my order questions by email.
Yeah, exactly. And you can just see from the images that you don't need to be a developer. You don't need to be a technical person to build these expressions. It's very easy, and the Gorgias documentation is also quite expansive, I would say, and very clear. So anyone can kind of get their hands on this, which is always really nice.
And yes, at Gorgias, our success support team is the biggest team at Gorgias. So we have customer success in France, in Australia, in North America, and we do provide support to all our clients. What is a big difference with the other help desk solution in the market? So yes, so now I would like to share some best practice by communication channel. Because as I said, your customers are everywhere. Social media, phone, email, chat, SMS, they are everywhere. So first, what is important is to be able to gather all your communication channel in one help desk. Because let's imagine I'm your customer. I sent you a question by email. You didn't get back to me. I will ask you my question on the chat, and then maybe I will leave a bad comment on Facebook because you didn't get back to me. So I'm a bad customer. But if you have one person by communication channel, so first for you it's going to be a waste of time. And for me as a customer, if I have one answer by email, one on the chat, and if it's a bit different, I'm going to be like, okay, so it's not clear at all. It's a bad experience for me. So first, social media. So as you know, social media is a very, very important communication channel. And what is nice with social media is that it's an easy way to create a community. No, not easy, but it's a good way to create a community around your brand. So at Gorgias, we have integration with Messenger, Instagram, so you can answer to comments, ads, and now we have an integration with Instagram direct messages on Gorgias, and same with Facebook. You can answer to Facebook comments and Facebook ads. And one best practice for social media. So most of the time on social media, you will have 3 categories of messages: positive comments, negative comments, and questions. So me as a bad customer, I'll send you an email, a chat, and I will ask you my question on social media because Christmas is in 3 days and I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
So here you have an example of a rule. So to tag your positive comments. So when my ticket is created, if this message comes from Instagram and if the sentiment of this message is positive, so saying here it's our machine learning at Gorgias, available in 20 languages, then I want to tag this message as a positive comment or social lead. And you can do the same for negative comments. And I just want to share a few words on negative comments because it's a very, very important topic because everybody had negative comments. So what is important with negative comments is to be reactive and proactive. Because let's imagine I don't know your brand. I love your product, but it's the first time I see your brand. Maybe I would check on Facebook or Instagram if I have some maybe feedbacks on your brand.
Yeah.
If I see a negative comment, okay. But if I see you are reactive and proactive, it's a very, very good point for you.
Yeah, I think it just provides a lot of reassurance for the customer, and especially with the negative comments. And this is definitely a tool that can be used for good and for bad. You could use your positive comments as an opportunity. You could reward those customers. You could say maybe a customer has done a post on Instagram and it's got a lot of likes, and you've benefited quite a bit. Maybe you want to give them a discount code or something for their next purchase, etc. Like you can also reward people. But with the negative comments, it is really good to get all those in, because at the moment, for a lot of merchants, they might have like a marketing manager that looks after their Instagram, but the customer services team might not always be checking. Well, they can't check every single comment on Instagram or on every single direct message. So having it all in one place is really key, because otherwise there's no way you can just keep checking through the history of all your posts to try to find something. And especially on Facebook as well, because a lot of the times the top voted comment is just the one with the most reactions. So a real negative comment could actually be all the way at the top, and that could kick up quite a bit of stink with the other customers if it's not being dealt with or it's it's just left. So yeah, this system just allows you to kind of target it at source and kind of resolve it. So yeah, and it's just going to save you a lot of time. It would be a full-time job checking every single comment on every single post every single day. It would be impossible. So yeah, this is definitely a tool for good and for bad.
Yeah, exactly. And talking about negative comments, I think what is also interesting is Messenger, because I have a best practice here. Because let's imagine you have a bad comment on Facebook. What's going to be important is to be able to answer privately on Messenger in the same thread. Because if you see the negative comments, then you go to the Facebook manager, then you need to check on Shopify or Magento if they are a customer or if it's a fake customer. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a nightmare. So yes, that's why at Gorgias, in the same thread of conversation, you have your negative or maybe your positive comment, because every time you have a positive comment, it's an opportunity to improve your community. But if you have a negative comment, if someone is like, okay, I ordered like 3 weeks ago, I don't have any update, it's a very bad experience for me, you can click on message. So this way you will open the window, so number 2, and this way you can send a private message to Philippe. This way, first you can answer to Philippe, say, hey, we are very sorry, Philippe, we're going to get back to you now. And then you can send a private message to Philippe. So yes, so as you said, Will, on Facebook and Instagram, you have a lot of comments every day. So this segmentation is very, very important, because I think a lot of people here spend a lot of money on Facebook and Instagram ads. So for you, it's a big opportunity to be able to improve your community and to keep on improving your customer service strategy.
Exactly. And a lot of people are more likely to kind of come through the Facebook channels as well, rather than always going through your website, because maybe when they have it on the phone, it's just really easy, really portable for them. So everybody knows how to use the messenger. So it's really makes it a really simple experience for the customer, and you can resolve any queries privately, confidentially. So yeah, I like it a lot.
And now, yes, chat. So chat. So we talked about that just a few minutes ago, and it's a very, very, very hot topic for everybody. So everybody wants a chat. So we should create a music called "Everybody Wants a Chat." But what is important with the chat, as we said, is to be able to segment all your customer requests and to have the bandwidth to answer all your customer requests. Because if you have a chat to have a chat, and if you just have a chat to automate all the questions, between us, it's going to be obvious for everybody, and it's not going to be a good experience. So yes, for the chat, so with Gorgias, it's very, very easy to set up the chat and the chatbot self-server. But for sure, behind, you need to have a team behind the chat.
Yeah.
So and Will, today, do you know if yes? I imagine yes, but do you know if yes, chat is a hot topic for your customers? And when you have a conversation about the chat, what is your advice?
Yeah, so it is a hot topic, and a lot of the merchants in the past have been using stuff like Zendesk and just all these kind of older tools that did work at a certain time, but just kind of becoming a little bit less fit for purpose as kind of demands change. I think kind of the main takeaway is building like a personal relationship, especially for kind of since COVID, a lot of people aren't going on the high street, a lot of people aren't going in stores, but a lot of people still have the same questions that they would ask in store, but they're just doing it online more than ever now. So just having somebody kind of available and popping up, not just for a sales point of view, but just to provide a bit of a bit of support, a bit of answers, really gives the customer a lot of support. For example, let's say a customer's viewing your product and it's a t-shirt, and the sizes on your website are in EU, for example, EU sizes, but the customer's shopping from America. You don't want them navigating off-site to go look up a size chart comparison or something like that. Or it could be any sort of question, or they're just asking, oh, do you have it in another color? Or how does this fit? Example, stuff like that. It's just any kind of questions like that where there's nobody available to help them. It's just going to take them off-site, and it's going to stop a sale. So I think providing this experience bridges the gap between in-store and online. And the way we are post-COVID, this is kind of key now. So yeah.
And yes, Jordan, to answer your question, at the beginning I said I had a problem with Uber Eats, but the voucher will be available in 1 or 2 hours. So I will send it to all the registrants. And also at the end of the presentation, we will offer 2 small surprises to everybody.
Yep. So, it's by email as well, isn't it, Louis? I think everyone will get an email maybe an hour or 2 hours afterwards. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Exactly. So
don't worry, it's coming. Don't worry.
Exactly. So it's 44, and I would like to spend 10 minutes together for a Q&A part. So yes, so here we have the example of the chatbot self-server. SMS, we won't have time to talk about that today because I want to spend a few minutes on the Q&A. Email, so it's the example I provided before. So yes, email is the first communication channel today for customer service. So it's very important, as again, to be able to automate a lot of customer requests by email, even if it's just email. Because when we talk about automation, a lot of people linked automation to the chat, but it's also possible to automate your emails. And to conclude a bit this presentation, I would like to talk about analytics. So analytics is on customer service is very interesting because when we talk about customer service, it will provide you insights not only about customer service, but also about your e-commerce strategy in general. Because let's imagine like 1 month ago, you had an increase of customer requests about the bad quality of your product. If you have a good segmentation, you're going to be able to do that. So it's the proof you have a problem with your product. And same with if you have an increasing of customer requests about the shipping, about delivery time, maybe you have a problem with your shipment strategy. So your customer service is one of the best way to know what is working and what is not working for your business.
Yeah. And just to finish on it as well, just to add on it, the analytics is just really, really powerful for kind of a number of reasons as well, because from what I see with the merchants that I work with, they don't always have a figure of how many requests they're getting in. And with Gorgias, you've got everything in one place. So there's a few things you can do with that. One, you can make a business case to the hiring staff, the hiring departments, the decision makers to say, okay, we're actually getting 10,000 requests a month. You can see them here. They're actually leading to this amount of sales. We should increase the amount of people in our customer services team. And you can also kind of use it as more of a fun tool as well, such as you can see who's managed to actually sell a little bit more. Not that that it's going to become like a Wolf of Wall Street live chat, everyone just selling, but you can reward people that have been very helpful on the chat and that maybe they've got the most sales in that month, or they've helped, or they've cleared a number of tickets that month. So yeah, I guess one question that the merchants might ask Louis is about in terms of migration. Maybe they're using a different platform at the moment, such like I don't want to keep bashing Zendesk. I don't mean to do that, but it's the one that comes to mind. So like in terms of like migration, what kind of support is there for that?
So very good point, because at Gorgias, we have 1,000 customers who made the migration from Zendesk to Gorgias, because the main difference is that we build our platform for Shopify, Magento, and e-commerce. So for Shopify, Magento, and e-commerce, it's very, very easy to make the migration. It takes, so we have a tool to import all the tickets, customer requests from Zendesk to Gorgias. And yes, and as I said, at Gorgias, our biggest team is the success and support team. So it's very, very, very easy to do the migration. And also, I will share more information about that. But if you have a contract with Zendesk or another help desk solution, we can buy this contract out. So let's imagine you have a contract with Zendesk until, I don't know, April 2022. You just need to pay a first month as an activation fee, and we will give a free access to Gorgias until April 2022. You just need to send a proof of your contract. So even if you are committed with another help desk solution, you can start with Gorgias. And our pricing is without contract. So you can upgrade, downgrade, or stop your subscription whenever you want.
Yeah.
So yes, so I will share more information about our integration in my follow-up email. This way we will have time for the Q&A part. So we recently released a new integration with Klaviyo. So as an example, you can send a lot of Gorgias events to Klaviyo. Let's imagine one best practice. So someone left a bad customer survey, because you can also set up customer survey thanks to Gorgias. If someone left a bad customer survey, you can send this information to Klaviyo to send like maybe a promotion email or a voucher to make sure to improve the relationship. Yep. Same with Yotpo. So we have the Klaviyo and Yotpo integrations are plug and play. And for Yotpo, you can answer to most of the reviews, to all the reviews directly from Gorgias. And this way, every time you will receive a customer request, you will have all the information in the sidebar like this. If you have a VIP customer, it's a very, very good way to keep on improving the relationship with the customer. So now it's time to find a winner before the Q&A part. So I will go to the next slide with one question. So the two first one who answer the question correctly will receive a pair of AirPods. So I will ask you to send me, I will send you an email. I have your email. This way, I will ask you for your email address. So I hope you are ready. 3, 2, 1. What is the first step to build a successful customer service strategy? You need to... And yes, it's Julien and Samy who are the winners. So, and everybody answered correctly. So good job, everybody. So, and yes, and as I said, so yes, Gary and Jordan, I feel you are very hungry. So I'm very, very sorry for that. So, but I will send the Uber Eats voucher this afternoon, and you're going to be able to use it today or tomorrow. You will be able to use it for 1 week. So very sorry for that. It was working yesterday. It's the first time I have that. So yeah, so I will come back to you this afternoon.
Yep.
And now, and yes, I would like to share a special offer we have at Gorgias to celebrate this event with Ayko. If you are curious about Gorgias, if you want to give a try to Gorgias, so first we can offer the second month free, and you can create a free Gorgias account with the tracking link. So you have the tracking link. So I will send you the tracking link right now. Give me 1 minute. Yes, if you use this tracking link, so in the chat, I will send to you in the follow-up email. You can create a Gorgias account. You have a 7-day trial period, and if you want to have a conversation with us, it's like a 30 minutes conversation. So this way we will ask you some questions on your business, and we will present you the Gorgias platform. So if you use this tracking link, we're going to be able to offer you the second month with Gorgias. And as I said, our pricing is without contract, so you don't need to pay for 1 year. So that's why I think we are very transparent with our clients. They can upgrade, downgrade, stop the subscription whenever they want. And yes, 2020 and early 21 were very intense and interesting at Gorgias, because when I started, we were, I think, we were just 25 people with 1,500 customers, and today we have 6,000 customers. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. So here is my email address. But I will send you a follow-up email. So I would just take a screenshot of Julian and Samy. So congratulations, Julian and Samy. I will contact you this afternoon to send you your prize. And now the Q&A part. So guys, so I feel we have a first question from Aisha. Is it a simple process to add the live chat functionality to your store? So yes, it's very, very easy. So to be transparent, it takes a few minutes to connect Gorgias to Shopify, Magento, and your different communication channels. So for the email, we have plug and play integration with Gmail and Microsoft Office. Even if you use another email provider, it's very easy to create a forwarding system. And for the chat, Aisha, to answer your question, it's very, very easy. And as I said, we have a very big support and success team at Gorgias. So every time you have a question, they're going to be super reactive, because we have a success team in Europe, one in North America, and one in Australia. And we do provide support to everybody. So it's one of the main difference with the other helpdesk solution in the market.
Yep.
Yes. So
yeah, I guess because I don't know if I think it might be useful for some of the clients as well. Some of the merchants that are listing is that a lot of our merchants sell on Amazon and sort of eBay and stuff. So they will have their main store, but they actually sell a lot of products elsewhere. And maybe you can expand, Louis, but there is some support for that as well via channel reply, where you can synchronize that as well.
Exactly. We have a deep integration with channel reply. This way you can also gather the information from Amazon, eBay, and Walmart on Gorgias. So, but it's important to have to use channel reply as well.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. That's just really nice because I know a lot of our merchants, they do use kind of plugins for syncing their orders from Magento to Amazon, etc., and they have to be checking both systems. But getting everything in one place is just always very efficient.
Yeah. So I think it's I totally agree with you, and yes, because if you have Facebook Manager for your Facebook and Instagram comments, if you have a chat application for your chat, Gmail for your email, at the end of the day, it's going to be a waste of time for your customer service team, and it's going to be very complicated to segment your customer request. What is the key of a successful customer service strategy? So yes, it's very, 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 very. I think today it's almost mandatory to be able to gather everything in one single platform, because as I said, your customers are everywhere, so it's very important to be everywhere.
Exactly, and it's just the time saving is huge. It can spend your customer service agents can do other things and spend more time, going on webinars like this and listening to us. So the time savings huge. It's just a really great product from my point of view, and kind of nothing really comparing at the moment. So it's a great one to be involved with. Yeah.
Thank you, Will. And yes, so as I said, so I will send a follow-up email with all the information. If you want to have a conversation with us, don't hesitate to use the tracking link. This way, if one day you would like to give a try to Gorgias, you will have your second month free. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions. As I said, I was also customer success for the French market before, so I have a very good understanding of Gorgias, of customer service, etc. So I will get back to you with pleasure. So we have a few minutes together. So yes, do you have maybe more questions on customer service, on Gorgias, on Ayko, on everything? So, but yes, if I will get back to you after with a follow-up email and with the Uber Eats voucher. So, yeah. Okay, so it was a very nice webinar because 93 people were connected today. So thank you so much, everybody, for attending. I hope you enjoy the webinar. It was very nice to have this conversation with you, Will. A big thanks to Aisha as well to help us to organize everything. So it would not have been possible without Aisha. So thank you so much. And yes, so it's gonna be time to leave each other, unfortunately. So yes, so goodbye, Dean. Goodbye, Bianca. Goodbye, John. Goodbye, Saeed. So yes, it was very nice, and I will get back to you today.
Cool.
So thank you so much, Will, again for this conversation. It was very fun to organize everything. And yes, so I wish you all a very wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me, Louis, and thank you everyone for joining once again. That was really, really great turnout. So much appreciated.
See you.
Cool. See you later, guys. Bye.